Alright, so today we got the titles of the first 3 episodes for The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. So today's video, I'll just be discussing that, giving my own theories and speculation about it, because the titles of these episodes are very interesting and very intriguing, so please stay tuned. And now, before we actually get into the video, I'd like to ask you all to like, share, and subscribe. And again, thank you guys so much for the growth. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate it. And we have a goal in mind for 5,000 subscribers. So if you guys want to be part of that journey to 5,000 subscribers, please like, share, and subscribe, and enjoy the video. Thank you. And now let's get into the titles of these episodes. The first episode is titled Years, the second episode is Gone, and the third episode is Bye, so B-Y-E. And of course, this is an obvious nod and a throwback to the very first episode of The Walking Dead, which is Days Gone By. And of course, it's very fitting because the first episode of The Walking Dead revolved all around Rick waking up and seeing the apocalypse. So my theory here is that Rick is going to be waking up in the same fashion in the very first episode of The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, and he's just going to be walking around the CRM. And I think we're going to get a lot of callbacks to the very first episode of The Walking Dead, and where he's just seeing everything, and he's just very surprised. So I think that we're going to get a similar situation here, where Rick is going to wake up in the CRM base, and he's just going to see everything around, and he's going to be confused. Oh yeah, did the world go back to normal? But then when he actually sees outside of the CRM, so when he sees Philadelphia all in ruins, and then he figures out that, oh yeah, this is a community. And of course, I've seen this logo before because Rick did see a helicopter in season 8 of The Walking Dead, and also I think he did see a CRM logo one time in season 8. And of course, he's just gonna get familiar with the place and stuff like that. So that's my first theory. And of course, this could just be a cute little callback to the very first episode of The Walking Dead, because Rick and Michonne, especially Rick, is going to be returning after so long. And this is more like a celebration for Walking Dead fans, right? Rick Grimes is finally coming back. So I could totally see that, these titles have no meaning to them, and they're just titles of the episodes, and it's just a callback to of course season 1 of The Walking Dead, specifically the very first episode, the one that started it all. But I want to have some fun with this video and just with these titles, just by giving my own theories about them. Again, I'm just making this video for fun, so it's not confirmed, or I'm not truly saying that this is going to happen or this is how the episodes are going to be playing out. I'm just giving my thoughts just based off the titles of these episodes. Now, first, let's get into episode 1, Years. And now, of course, this is pretty self-explanatory. Years meaning that Rick has been gone for years. So this could either be a flashback sequence to when Rick actually did leave the show in the helicopter with Jadis, and then it just shows him waking up in the hospital, and it's been years since he left, and he's been in the CRM for years as well. Technically, Rick has been with the CRM longer than he's actually been with his real group, so which is surprising, right? He's been with the CRM more, and he's been a prisoner for longer than he was actually with his family. So that's interesting there. So again, this episode could be just Rick's it could be explaining those years that Rick has been in the CRM and what he has been doing. It could be a montage type of situation, right? Or they could just spend the whole episode on when Rick first arrived to the CRM. But also, I think that this might be the most likely possibility, is where this might be a Michonne episode, and they're just going to be showing Rick at the end. Of course, they're going to be stretching it for as long as they could, right, with showing Rick. And I think that because Michonne has been waiting for Rick for years, and she's been looking for Rick and all that, and also she did say in one of the teasers that I've been looking for someone who was gone years ago, right? And so it could just be Michonne's journey, right? This episode could just be all about Michonne's journey with her new group, and this episode right here could be very Michonne focused in how she gets to the CRM. And then at the very end of the episode, we could possibly get our first glimpse at Rick Grimes in this show. And now let's get into the second episode, which is Gone. And it's pretty hard to say what the plot of this episode could be, But, based off my theory about the last episode where Years could be a Michonne focused episode, Gone could be a Rick Grimes focused episode. And of course, because Rick has been gone for so many years and fans have been waiting for him, I think that this episode is just going to be like an explanation about Rick Grimes' time in the CRM, and basically how did he basically just survive being a worker, right? From the end of season 9 all the way up until the present day. I think they're going to show everything, right? They're going to be showing all of those clips we did see in the teaser where he's just killing the walkers, and this could potentially be the episode where he does end up cutting his hand. And of course that's a rumor, but it does seem very likely. And we're just gonna see Rick and Jadis just having a back and forth. Probably this could be the episode where Rick actually does end up meeting Major General Beale, and again just a whole explanation about Rick Grimes' time in the CRM, and basically the new bonds he made within the CRM with the other soldiers and with the other workers as well. And now let's talk about the third episode, which is titled Bye, and this is Bye as in BYE. So it's very hard to actually come up with the plot of this episode. I mean, the last two episodes, it was a little easy to come up with the plot of those two episodes, but for this third one it's a little difficult because it could just mean anything, right? And also it's very cryptic as well. And of course the titles of these episodes don't have to mean anything, right? This could just be a normal callback like how I mentioned before. But if I were to theorize what does the title of this episode mean, I would say that this is the episode where Rick and Michonne actually reunite. And of course, it's not going to be the first episode, right? A lot of people do think that Rick and Michonne are actually going to reunite in the very first episode, which is not true. I think they're going to just be stretching that out like crazy. Some people are saying that they're going to reunite in the very last episode, and that's because in the teasers and the trailers of The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, we did not see any shot of Rick and Michonne actually together, and that's probably just because of the suspense, and they want people to see that for themselves instead of, spoiling it in the actual trailers. Now, another theory I actually do have for this episode is that we'll actually see Rick signing that phone, right? The iPhone that Rick actually did sketch Judith and Michonne's picture on it. I think we're gonna have an explanation on that because Rick did not see Judith all grown up, and of course the sketch on the phone is Judith all grown up. So this could be our explanation of how does Rick know what does Judith look like, and why did he write that message, and also how did he write it in Japanese. I think that would be very, very nice. But also they could save that, they could actually do that for the first episode as well. It could go either way. And now my other theory about this episode is that we're going to see Rick as a CRM soldier, and not as a worker like how we've been seeing in the trailers. I mean a full-on CRM soldier with a black coat, like how we did see in the behind-the-scenes footage, right? The behind-the-scenes pictures, we did see Andrew Lincoln wearing a black coat, kind of like how Jadis is wearing in World Beyond, and a lot of other CRM soldiers are wearing. So this could be the episode where you could very well see Rick Grimes in a CRM soldier outfit. And of course, because this is the third episode, right, these three titles are for the first three episodes of the show. So we're not going to be saying that, oh yeah, this and this is going to happen, because there are a few more episodes left, right? They could save Rick and Michonne's reunion in the fourth episode or the fifth episode, or they could be saving a lot of other stuff for the rest of the episodes. And they released the titles of these three episodes, one, because the release date is so close, right? The release of this show is less than a month away, and two, they're just trying to get more hype behind the show, right? And of course this is a perfect way of doing it, or sneaking in a very obvious Easter egg to the very first episode of The Walking Dead, which is very good marketing and a very good way to actually name these episodes, a very good callback. And this really does feel like that, oh yeah, Rick Grimes is coming back, and they're embracing the history and the legacy of Rick Grimes, and it's more like a celebration that this character is going to be coming back. But yeah, my final thoughts are that these three episodes are just a nod to the very first episode of The Walking Dead, but they could have meaning behind it. And of course, the titles of the episode have to actually correlate to what the plot actually is. So for all we know, some of these theories could come true. Maybe it's totally different and I'm totally off. Who knows, right? Because this show is a month away, so we don't have to wait that long until we actually do see the plot and just how these episodes play out. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I'd like to ask you all to like, share, and subscribe. And again, thank you guys so much for the growth. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really, really appreciate it. And I actually started recording this video yesterday, but I got around finishing it today. So when I said that the episode titles were revealed today, it was past tense. So like it was yesterday. So yeah, just I didn't want to confuse all of you. So I just wanted to make it clear as of now. But we do have a goal in mind for 5,000 subscribers, so if you guys want to be part of that journey to 5,000 subscribers, please like, share, and subscribe. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching.